Hello, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ruth and today is the update to eyes. Yeah, she's still doing it. This is the March update to eyes. This was a course created by the wonderful Deb B, and she created it because some of us just aren't great at panning eyeshadows, guys. Do you know? And we want to try and work through our collections, get a little bit of use out of each palette and not have them sitting rotting away in our drawers. Whereas if we were trying to do, well, I am trying to do pan those eyeshadows as well, but this has helped me, you know. Anyhow, update. How did we get on in February? First palette that we had in, whoopsies, was the Natasha Denona Mini Love palette. Oh, and thank you as well to Sarah McNabb. She reminded me last month that I never did a peek and a pit. Thank you, Sarah. So I must remember to do that this month. So anyway, Natasha Denona Mini Love palette. Here she is. So the dark and medium pinky purple shades. So these two here, I said, easy to use, easy to blend, lovely. Okay, I'm trying to, if I looked at the right page. Yeah, there you go. So the darkest shimmer, which I think was this one, I said it was pretty but flaky, and it had nice sparkles in it, and which it does. Very pretty, very nice, bit of duochromy to it, lovely. The medium matte, I said, is a lovely shade, easy to use, easy to blend, lovely. Dark matte, the same, great pigment, easy to use, easy to blend. The lightest shimmer, I said, I wish this was a matte, but at least it's not too icy. I would have preferred a matte. Now it is a bit powdery, I suppose, but yeah, it's a nice shade. I find that sometimes the inner corner highlighters that are supplied are just too icy for me. I just, don't get on with them. But that one was nice, but I would have preferred a matte cream, personally, personal preference. And I said the last one, the medium shimmer here, I said it was more like a satin, even when I tried to foil it or use my finger. So it wasn't a spectacular shade. It's kind of a bit muted. There it is there. So yeah, definitely I would say that that is a satin. So not my favourite shade in the palette, but the other four, yeah, stuck my finger in that one, good job. The other four really enjoyed, really enjoyed. And I'm kind of trying to make myself keep notes when I'm using them, and I said I would keep it, I won't declutter it. I said I liked it but I didn't love it, and I wouldn't repurchase it. It's definitely one note for me, but it's a very pretty look and easy to use as a kind of one and done kind of palette. Next up was the larger Natasha Denona look. Look at, I love a theme, and I'm very seasonal, so it was February, it was Valentine's, this doesn't look like the other palettes because I have changed it around a bit. What did I do with that one? I have that in something now, haven't I? I think I made myself a little quad. Did I? I don't even know. Who knows? Something happened that shade. I have it some. Oh, no, it wasn't the silver. The silver one's there. Look, doesn't matter. Dark and medium pink, purple mattes and shimmers. So more or less this kind of row here into this row, and this row. I said really enjoyed the look I created. Everything worked well together and blended and meshed so easily together. I used the e.l.f. base. I have a white e.l.f. base. What's it called? No Budge Cream eyeshadow. I use that as my base. No setting powder on it. And the NYX Glitter Primer, which has since been decluttered because it definitely is the thing that was causing issue with my eyes, unfortunately. So if you have sensitive eyes and you know of a glitter primer that works for you, let a girl know, because I would like to have one in my collection. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about with. Another look I did was the dark and medium greens and silver, these shades here. I said the light, that's what I got rid of. Should have waited. There was a light cream to powder green, and it was just trash, and it went in the trash. It was transferred and it moved the shimmers around. It was just awful. I said the dark shimmer had nice pigmentation, But the lighter shimmer, I said, again, nearly a satin finish. And the silver was nice on top of the greens. So yeah, you know, there's shades in here that I enjoy. I didn't use this really dark shade. I'm not a big fan of dark shades. Did I use Giving? I did use Giving. Yeah, I used everything else. The only one I didn't use actually was this. I might have even used that as a liner, you know, did I? No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't use Giving. Well, it's not Giving. This shade that's in Giving Spot, I didn't use that either. It's kind of a reddish, a rusty colour. I don't know what you would call that colour, but just I'm not down for it. So I like this. Again, I don't love it. I will keep it. I want to declutter it. I wouldn't repurchase it. And that's fine. That's okay. It was half price. So I'm okay with that. I have that. I don't know if I said already. I'm all over the place. Apologies. But I have mixed in Zendo with this. I've kind of mixed and matched to make it suit what I want. I did another pink and purple look and it wasn't super impactful, but it was pretty, you know, so it is what it is. I enjoyed that I can take the shades out. I definitely, because like I made them into quads as well. Like I did the greens all together in a quad with the silver. I did some of the mattes and the pinks and purples in a quad. You know what I mean? I enjoyed kind of taking them out like that and just doing a quad because I typically only use about 4 eyeshadows. I'm not a 6 or 7 eyeshadow look kind of gal. But yeah. Alter Ego Coastal Palette. So this is supposedly a dupe for Huda Beauty's Rose Quartz palette. And I had lusted after Rose Quartz, I won't lie, because I really like retrograde, Mercury retrograde, like the formula, like the shades, etc. But it never went on sale like Mercury retrograde did. It never went to half price. So I said, well, I'm not paying full whack for it. And I'm really glad I didn't because this is very cool toned. And I don't think I realised that. I just saw the pinks and purples and mauves and thought, oh yeah, I like pinks and purples and mauves. But they're not my kind of pinks and purples and mauves. They were just too cool toned for me. I didn't love many of the shadows, I'd be frank and honest with you. A lot of them were topper shades, which I'm okay with, but not the massive lover. Like you look at Pearl there, you think, oh, that's a lovely deep kind of shade, but it's really not. It just it's just sparkles. That's it there. I know some people love that and that's great. The other one there, ironically, is called Sparkle. That's this shade here. And it goes like a peachy pinky purple. And that's it there. And it's just, it is quite flaky. The amount of fallout I had was just unreal with so many of these shades. Because so many of them seem to have glitter in them. Like another one is Sand, Ripple. They all have kind of glitter in them. Coral, this weird kind of eyeglass thing. I mean, my eyes are too hooded for an eyeglass, but I did use it as a base once and it actually wasn't bad. I thought, you know, nah, look at this, going to transfer for it. Didn't really. What was it? Pearl. Where's Pearl? I think I said this already. Where are you, Pearl? Yeah, this shade here. I said looks like a deep shade in the pan, but actually a topper shade. Very ethereal, but even when pressed on, a lot of fallout. So that's this shade here. Jellyfish, I said very light and white based. Not a fave, but it's okay, like. Sparkle, I said, is a flaky topper that is duochrome and transformative over darker shades, which is a pretty kind of look. Ripple, I said, again, flaky, very glittery, a lot of glitter fallout, not a fave, and I thought it would have been. Breeze, I said, was a nice cool toned transition. I didn't mind that one. Haze, which is this kind of odd shade. I don't know how to describe it. You know, you think it's just a brown in the pan, but it's like a mauve brown, is it? Is that the word I'm looking for? It was an odd colour. Yeah. And it was quite a patchy shade. So that was a bit of a disappointment. Shallow, I said, where are you, Shallow? Where are you, love? Where'd you go? Hello, Shallow. Shallow. Oh yeah. I said, okay, a bit of an odd shade. And it is, it's another one that you think it's brown. It's not, it's an odd brown. Glow, very little pigment to it. Bit disappointing. Cocoa, again, not a fave. There's another weird brown shade. And Siren, I said not much not much depth. Sand, Glittery Mess. Shore, Sparkly Topper shade. This one here. Abyss was the only one that actually had a bit of depth to it in the shimmers. Reef and Urchin are these two here. That one and that one. The two mattes. Don't love cool tones. I looked like I hadn't slept in a month, which I haven't, but you know, you want your makeup to make you look like you had. And Starfish then was the last, and that was the only pretty shade. That's one of the few that I really liked, because I like a peach shade. So yeah, bit of a dud for me personally. It's going to go on the chopping block. I'm going to put it in, and at the end of the year we'll do a chopping block and see. I was going to put it into my pan, those eyeshadows rotation, but then I thought that's not fair, because if it goes into a chopping block, I'll want to pass it on to someone, and I don't really want to pass it on with a pan in it when it's not something that I really enjoy. So for me, there's maybe 3 shades: Starfish, Sparkle, and maybe Pearl, maybe Shell. There's a, you know, that are just okay. I think we know where my pit is going. And last but by no means least, this is an Irish brand called Cash Beauty. It is the Copper Crush palette, and I wanted to have at least one kind of neutral, just, you know, everyday wham bam thank you man palette, and this was it. This was it. It's just a lovely, easy palette to wear. No thinking really involved. Just pop it on, off out the door. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know what you're doing, you silly sausage. You know, basic AF, but for me, a necessity in my collection at the moment. You know what I mean? Because I do, like I've often said, go out shopping with my mum and stuff like that. And I don't want to be wearing, you know, mad colourful eye looks. I'm just not into them as much anymore, I suppose. Went through a phase. I'm out the other side of the phase. And now I've a load of palettes. But, you know, so, yeah. I can't say a whole lot about it apart from I absolutely love it. I think it's a great little palette. I'm really happy I have it in my collection. I'm definitely keen to try more from the brand when, you know, the no buy has been lifted. Maybe Black Friday she might have some good sale on, and I'll try something else then. But yeah, very usable. I hate that word because everything's usable, but you know what I mean. Just, yeah, you know what I mean. So Pit, unfortunately, coastal. But in a way it's a peak, because thank God I didn't spend the money for the original. And I'd have to put a peak as this one, because it's just, I really enjoy the formula. And it's just such an easy palette to use. It has the right depths of shades for me personally. Don't like anything too deep on my eyes, as I've said numerous times. You're sick of hearing it. But yeah. So those are the 4 palettes that are rolling out. So coming in for March, you'll see a theme, because, you know, I did just say I love a theme. So, of course, March is the month, shall I say, of St. Patrick. And obviously I'm Irish, if you didn't know. I think the accent gives it away. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot of greens, guys. We're going to have a lot of greens. So, first up, one of my absolute favourites. Did a giveaway with it last year. Taro from Cruelty Free Panner won it, but this is the Be Perfect Carnival The Antidote Stacey Marie palette, and sure, look at them. Oh god, Joan, you open a palette and it just brings you pure joy. That's this palette for me. Like, look at all the greens there now. Oh, aren't I going to have a great old time of it. And then we have some lovely nude rose, that kind of, you know, nudish, more kind of, oh, I can't wait. Love you. Next up is a little palette I've kind of created myself from my Glaminatrix shades. So we've got purples and we've got some greens. So I want to kind of play around with this. They've just brought out a new palette, and it's all kind of pastels and stuff. And I'm like, I'm okay, I'm good. I have Rich Romantics and I have Sugar and Spice, and they have enough pastels between them to do me just fine. So that is coming in. Next coming in is Star Wars The Mandalorian palette from Colourpop that Danny very kindly sent to me. And it's just, you know, it's another lovely green palette, but again, you have some, I've removed the 2 Super Shocks that were in it, because one very rudely fell out when I was doing my palette collection, and I just said, right, I'll remove the other one because just couldn't be bothered with them. And I just put in a basic matte and one from my Pat McGrath palette. And I've hit pan on that one. If you didn't see my pan those eyeshadows, I'm very excited. But yeah, so that one's going to come in. I do actually have it in my deck of panning as well to do 3 looks with it. So I didn't want to be bringing in too many palettes this month because I want to try and make a bit of progress on my eyeshadows as a whole. And I don't mind double dipping, do you know what I mean? Because I just don't want to overwhelm myself this month, because I feel last month I did get overwhelmed. And then last but by no means least, the Hella palette, because again, lots of lovely greens in it. I'm going to hide one of the shades because it is in my pan those eyeshadows. What will I use? What will I use? I have nothing to use. Have I? How about Jand? Or you could use Jand. Let's try not. Yeah, there we go. Let's try and do that. So again, we got some purples, we got some greens, we got some peaches. I love a peach. I love a peach. And yeah, I think I'll have a little play with this. Because it's in my pan those eyeshadows, and I don't want to just work on the shadow that I have in the project. I want to play with the whole palette, as you know, and feel, you know, organically drawn to shades and use what I want. No pan left behind, unless I want to. If I really wanted, you know, like the coastal, I'd never use that palette, so that's why I did no pan left behind in that. I really wanted to get a good feel for it. But with this one, it's just whatever I feel drawn to, I will use and I'll enjoy it. So yeah, that is, oh my God, I'm sticking my nails and everything. You can bring me nowhere. Those are my 4 little palettes. Well, one very big palette and 4 little for my eyes for art. Yay! What eyeshadows are you thinking about using for March? I know I ask this all the time, but I love to hear what people... I see a lot of people are like me, they're quite seasonal, and then there's like, nah, just wear whatever I want to. And I'd love to be a bit more like that, because I think it's a nice way to be, but you know, we are who we are. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll chat to you in the next one. Take care. Oh, peek and pit. Did I say peek and pit? I did. Okay, slow on. Bye.